people. I am currently making grits, and since I have to stand here and stir anyway, I thought I might talk to you. It's like, it is precisely 1:30, and I am making breakfast. That is my life. I've been up way longer, but I had a bunch of other stuff that I needed to get done, and I've been really bad about keeping up with the dishes, which you actually can't see in this frame, ha ha ha. But right here is a cabinet full of dishes. So I washed the one pot that I needed to make grits, and I'm making grits. Some other stuff needed to soak for a while, and I'm hungry. Like, I'm really hungry. I was really hungry 2 hours ago, and I'm still really hungry. And it was to the point that, like, you know how when you smell something really bad, suddenly, like, you're not hungry at all? You do not want anything to eat? I was beyond that point, because some of the stuff that I was scrubbing on in my dirty dishes smelled like death, but I was still like, this is food-based? Smells like hungry. Which is hilarious, because I've been walking past these dishes being like, smell that decaying broccoli, so good, which is like awful. But while I was standing over it, scrubbing it, like, it wasn't bothering me, because I was just like, food smell. So, yeah, crazy. Anyway, I'm just stirring my gritses, because you gotta stir them. I've been really craving, like, what I consider to be standard comfort foods, but my standard comfort foods and my husband's standard comfort foods are totally different. For him, it's like, salsa is obviously a comfort food, and I'm like, no, that's not how that works at all. And, like, for me, it's like, oh, I want grits, I want cornbread, I want, like, gumbo would be great, but that's asking too much. So it's like simple things that I appreciate and enjoy. Most of them are vegetable based, because I got really, really accustomed to having fresh vegetables in the summer, because I had family that was gardening all the time, and we'd end up with tons of fresh vegetables. So it's like, I want eggplant fritters and squash bread and stuff like that, and it's like, I don't really have the stuff to make it most of the time. And I recently just got some squash, so I'm going to try to make some squash bread. But it's like, I need food that my system defines as safe and comforting. So that's what's up with the grits this morning. Also, grits are kind of a neutral food, and my stomach's been kind of messed up lately, so I'm like, I need something neutral that's just going to be delicious. So here I am, stirring my grits. I have determined that, okay, so I'm kind of a strange grits person. Like, I'm not a grits purist, but I got my favorites. My favorite happens to be the quick grits, either the Kroger ones or the Walmart ones. They're both like the same. I think they probably come from the same company, and they're just labeled Kroger and Walmart. But I just like the texture of them better. Probably because I don't have to cook them as long and everything. And I still put, like, real butter and real salt in them, and it's all good. But I just, a lot of the real grits that I've ever had weren't cooked long enough, so they were just really gritty, and it's like the reason that people don't like grits. Either that, or like nobody stirred them at all, so they would be really lumpy and just like bleh. Which is the thing that I have against Cracker Barrel. I love Cracker Barrel as a restaurant, but their grits are awful. Really horrible, watery, grainy grits. So that's like my only Cracker Barrel peeve, is that their grits are really bad. But that's pretty much the same almost any restaurant you go to. They don't have time to be making good grits unless it's like a more expensive restaurant. But the only more expensive restaurant I know of that you can get grits, all of those are in Louisiana. And they make good grits. They do. They make them with care and passion, and it's great. And those are probably real grits instead of quick grits, which I still think are real. But I had to pay a lot of money for them, so this is better. Okay, they're sort of thickening up. I also like mine thicker instead of, like, I'm totally cool if I can eat my grits with a fork. Instead of having them so runny that you have to put them in a bowl. Like, I want to be able to put it on a plate and it not run everywhere. I helped my husband build a computer this morning, which is new for me. He's always been into that stuff, but he wants to include me in the stuff that he likes, which I appreciate. But he doesn't really like a lot of the stuff that I like, so I think it's funny that he feels that I should be liking building computers. Which, like, the physical components of putting everything physically together and plugging in all the things and managing your cords in the back, like, that's fine, but I don't have a great love of, like, look at how amazing this processor is, and I'm like, eh. He told me to pick up the case for, what was it? I think it was the box that the motherboard came in. He's like, pick up the motherboard box, and I'm looking at all these boxes, and I'm like, can't help you. I did just end up reading a bunch of stuff and finding the right one, because I'm persistent, but I have been amused at all that, and I'm more inclined to, like, read the booklet than he is, so it's like, we can't find the right plug-in for one of the case fans, what are we gonna do? I'm like, let me read this diagram and I will get back to you on that. Oh no, I forgot to put down the toast. So, grits are pretty much done. So I'm gonna put some butter in them because butter makes things great. Butter! And you probably heard me do this. I cracked an egg into them. I don't know why, but I really like that. I got inspired to do that. I was watching somebody make, like, some fancy Japanese ramen, and they cracked an egg into it and stirred it into the noodles, and they were, like, cooking it into the noodles, and I was like, that would be good with grits. So I do like it with grits. So I often do that. Because I like to eat grits with, like, scrambled eggs and stuff like that. I'm like, why not just cook the egg inside the grits? Which it pretty much just disappears in there and it turns the grits more of a yellow color. But I think it adds a little bit of flavor and protein and whatnot. I don't know if these have enough salt in them. They do. They taste good. Blah, 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 blah. Our toaster is broken. It was broken when we opened it, but it was one of those items that you couldn't return. And so it only toasts half of the bread. So it, like, on the outside ones toast, but the inside ones don't, so there's just some kind of short in the circuit. But whenever we make toast, like, we have to flip it around. Though not this time, because it's an end piece. So it should be okay. Toast! Come here, you. I might actually need 2 hands for this. You can look up at me. Toasty toast. my beautiful hand that you got a great view of. I guess really, I'm done cooking my grits, and I don't have much else to say, so I could just end the video here. It's already like too long. So yeah, I think I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna eat my breakfast, and then deal with this massive pile of dishes that I need to wash that I just don't want to wash because I don't have a dishwasher, and I'm lazy, and I don't like washing dishes. But I'm gonna get to them, get them done. So, bye!